Kia ora, guys. Rita the Kiwi here. And today I was about to jump straight into the new Master Role quest when, as you'll notice, it's not here. And I discovered that I never actually... Where is it? Where was it? New Game Plus. I never finished the range DPS role quest, even though I thought I did. So, I guess we'll go finish that off first, and then we can jump into what I plan to do this stream. That was awkward. If I remember correctly, it should be here. So, yeah, so... Oh, it's not here. Where is it? Oh, it's so annoying that it doesn't just pop up like the DPS ones. Let's try it the steep. Maybe it's here. Oh my. Nope. Let's try the Ruby C. That's the other thing, I don't know where it is. All I know is that it's not complete. Nope. Ugane? Oh god. Maybe it's at the... No. The Enclave. Hold up. I think I need to do it this way. Doma Enclave. Let's try here. Ugh. Laid to rest. Which is the final one. Oh my god. Alright. As ever, your timing is impeccable. We are but moments ago completed preparations for the funeral. God, I don't remember anything from that. I will inform Lord Ian of your arrival. I don't remember anything from this quest line. You're here, excellent. The blasphemy continues to shun our sentiments, and I mean to make the most of the time its absence affords us. I assume you were planning to take part in the ceremony? Yeah, I'm dressed for it. Glad to hear it. Unfortunately, Gosetsu will not be joining us today. He's injured himself. Oh yeah, the blasphemy is one of the villagers, if I remember correctly. But then there's where we know the boy who's the brother and something. Yeah, something. It's starting to come back to me now. He's injured himself, as I knew he would with his secret training, and now grumbles from the confines of his bed. But he will be fine in due course. We may worry over his convalescence after the funeral. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, here we go. The villagers should arrive ere long. Maybe. Alright. Probably could have done this off stream, but hey. Lord Hune, Oh yes, it was her doing the healing stuff and the weird cult, that's right. I apologize, my lord, for my past transgressions. I yearn to believe my daughter was a Kami reborn, but you were right. She is a monster. Words can ill express my shame for advocating the conscripts be sacrificed to appease the dead. Nay, the ceremony shall serve far, far better. And so, as a humble citizen of Doma, I offer my deepest gratitude and beg for your forgiveness. I would make an offering on behalf of my husband and son, as well as my dear stepdaughter, Minato. I throw myself on your mercy, Lord Hune. Allow them a place within the mausoleum, and their spirits may know peace. There's no need to beg forgiveness, Kisi. Please rise. Oh. Oh. Well, cult leader to the end. She will come for you. By the Kami, she gave her life to draw out the blasphemy? That's right, it was her daughter of the blasphemy. That's what it was. And this, the brother thing was just a smaller plot. Dun 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 dun. Oh, jeez.
For you, Father.
Taking a lot of damage. I like how they changed it that the thing now changes into it, but you can still have it as its own dedicated button. Oh Jesus, I'm taking so much damage. Not even sure why. Maybe if I could go over here.
It is nothing.
Oh god. No. I could have done it a lot better. Oh my god.
The weave of a shinobi's power.
Oh jeez. Back with me. Oh god. God. I'm guessing we're supposed to be so low though because of how low they are. Oh god, okay. So that was intentional to taking that much damage. Oh, let's go Gezetsu. It is. Apologies for the untimely arrival, my lord. Gezetsu, what is that staff? It's no longer a samurai. He's changed class. Pilgrimage proved a most enlightening experience and is where I chanced to discover the benefits of ascetic training. I may no longer be fit to wield a blade, my lord, but Shugendo affords me another way to turn the tide of battle. Is this teasing for a new class type? Or is this another name for white mage? Stubborn as ever, I shall thank you later. Let us put an end to this. Wow. Bum, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Cool, I still got
For you, Father.
bum 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 bum. Oh. Oh fuck. I'm guessing we're supposed to be in here.
The weave of a shinobi's power.
Forgot about my dots. Oh, this is so bad. Oh my god. Oh no, I'm gonna die if I go on it. Oh, I made it out. Dun, 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 dun. Hey. A deceiver to the bitter end, but she is still a daughter of Doma. She will have a proper burial, and her family's belongings enshrined with the others. I have gathered you here today not to speak of the future, but to reflect on the past, to pay respects to loved ones fallen on the field of battle. In honor of their sacrifices, these sons and daughters of Doma shall be given a place here. Shallows, Wallow's compass. Though they no longer walk with us in life, they walk with us in spirit. Pray never forget their bravery, and the memories of their legacy give you comfort and strength. Mayo Toka, the aspiring painter, he was a man who saw beauty in all things, and one day would become a renowned artist in Kugane. Motso Jito, the warrior in training, he longed to become a samurai like his father and bring honor to his family. Suzu Shiro Kodakami, the carpenter, a man who wholly dedicated his craft, who hoped to one day pass on his talents to his two loving children. And lastly, Minato Shihokaki and his stepmother Kaisi. Theirs was once a happiness to be envied. Minato Minato's parents were murdered by Imperial soldiers after being rescued by the Confederacy. Minato was given into the care of the village of Asari. Though she arrived with a broken heart, it was soon mended by the man who would become her husband, the son of Gaisi, who herself has been born to Asari on the winds of tragedy. Gaisi was a child of the deep, born in Sui no Sato. For her gifts she was exiled, but with her courage and tenacity found a new home on the shores of the Ruby Sea. She was a devoted wife and mother, and though not related by blood, she loved Minato as if she were her own. That is how she lived, how they all lived, and how they should be remembered. Let your heart swell not with sorrow, but with joy for their memory. Know that the proof of their mark left on this world shall remain here, enshrined with the swallow's compass for all eternity. Let us still our voices, and in silence pray for their souls, that they may share in the peace we have found. Bum bum bum. God, Hopeful Dynamis always starts to choke me up a little bit. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting battle with a blasphemy as a prelude to the ceremony. At least now we may breathe easy, if only for a short while. The villagers have all returned home, and I believe it is time we did the same. It's annoying that I just can't go there like that. We've had a national funeral and slain a blasphemy besides. A rather productive day, would you not agree? The former conscripts will be elated to finally return home. Speaking of returns, I think I speak for us all when I say your appearance at Swallow's Compass came as something of a shock. What of your injuries from training? Quite painful for some time, I assure you. Despite my best efforts to reclaim my former skills, my back and hips vigorously protested. I planned to sleep that I might be well rested for the morrow's hunt, but a voice called out to me. I was needed, and so I grabbed my cane and ran as quickly as my aiming body would allow. The cane suits you, Gosetsu, but your mastery of healing magics was a sight to behold, almost as surprising as your resurrection following the fall of Doma Castle. I am still but a novice in dire need of training. 'Tis my hope that I will be able to refine my ascetic arts during my next pilgrimage. So you are leaving then? Worry not, Lord Heian. Should you find yourself in dire straits once more, I shall fly to your side, not as a samurai perhaps, but I will nonetheless give our enemies cause to tremble. And with that, I take my leave. Though it may be years, if not decades, until we truly make peace with our past, we have truly turned a corner and begun to heal. We may look to the future unburdened by grief. ignored and sadness denied. The path ahead is ever fraught with peril, but we shall walk it with eyes unclouded and with pride. You have done so much for us, for Doma. I wish there was more I could do for you. If I may ask one last favor, go... Yeah, that. Alright. We finished the one I missed out on. I missed. So we can actually finally go do the actual quest line I was supposed to be doing for the stream. Here we go. Eddie Tiru, your return. What word of Doma? Flashbacks no more. That's wonderful news. Thank you for answering our summons. Alright. There it is. Bitter snow. What I was... So the stream's got a little bonus stuff to the start of it. And now we actually can start the final master role quest. Well, if it isn't Tiru, all around good egg and champion of, well, the whole world, I suppose. Word travels fast, my friend. We've heard all about your exploits defeating the blasphemies that plague the good people of Eorzea and Doma. Sadly, there are other foul beasts that yet want for slaying. But fear not. Our efforts to find them low proceed apace. We've had naught but glad tidings from our allies. In fact, we but recently received word from the resistance forces in Boja that blasphemy was slain, thanks in no small part to Lord Hien's timely assistance. Perhaps the most surprising report came from Wyrlet, where soldiers led by the infamous Black Wolf fought alongside other Megan troops for yet another hard-earned victory. Reports from Galamaud, however, suggest another blasphemy threat lurks in the snows, and we receive a petition for assistance. Strange, don't you think? When the effects of the final days began to spread in earnest, we encountered a great many monsters in Galamaud, but never a blasphemy. And to make matters worse, they say Garleans who chose to remain and rebuild have begun transforming into yet more hideous creatures. From what I understand, it was you and your comrades who brought an end to the source of the final days, is that right? Even so, it would appear its effects will linger a while longer. Until this malevolent influence on Akasa subsides, I dare say this won't be the last time we hear such sightings. As for the blasphemy, we have reason to believe it is a great deal stronger than any we've faced thus far. Your strength and experience would prove quite valuable, if you're willing to help, of course. Of course! That's why I'm here. Truly, our contacts in Sharlayan will be thrilled to hear. Though they did not explicitly request your presence, it was clear from the first they were hoping for it. Though, if I may be frank, I was expecting Sharlayan of all places to be so... I was not expecting Sharlayan of all places to be so concerned with the present state of Galamaud, what with their strict policies on non-intervention. Perhaps we'll find out the reason before this is all over. But that's an inquiry for another time. I'll not keep you any longer. Once you arrive in Galamaud, I should think the intelligence officer stationed there will be more than happy to apprise you of your apprise you of the situation. Yeah. That was a mouthful. Teru? The Teru? It's an honor to have you with us, miss. I presume you have come to assist in our hunt for the blasphemy? Maxima and Lucia will be pleased to hear it. If you'd come this way. Boom, 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 boom. It's good to see you, Teru. Though I wish it were under more fortuitous circumstances. We were reluctant to call upon you, knowing you but recently returned from the far reaches of the heavens. But we are no less glad for your aid. Now then, I believe it best if the man who first discovered this blasphemy explained the situation. Borshanon! Ah, Teru. Good. We may forgo introductions then. Thank you for answering our call for assistance. As for the situation at hand, it concerns a joint effort between the Forum and the Loprits to find new purpose for the moon. While there is no longer need for a vessel to evacuate the star, we believe the moon may yet prove of use to the people of Aetheris. After much contemplation, a rather ingenious proposal was put forward to transform the moon into a repository for man's knowledge, an archive of hitherto unscaled scene. Shalin has long had the honor of boasting incomparable repositories of the world's knowledge, but it is far from perfect. Should calamity befall us, naturally or otherwise, the wisdom of the ages we have long labored to preserve would be lost. But the moon is beyond any such risk. I don't know about that. That is always good to have more than one place to store knowledge. You know, good backup practices and all that. What's more, it is beyond the jurisdiction of any one nation. That can also change. Thus did we consult with the allied nations of Eorzea, the Far East, and Radzat-Han. They agreed to assembling a survey team to make measure of the moon and its potential as a repository. Our plans for assessment were forestalled, however, by the presence of an entity we believed to be a blasphemy in the Tower of Babel. Claims of Gallian citizens transforming into monsters shortly after its discovery only gave further credence to our initial superstition. But with not only ill tidings to share, reinforcements have been dispatched to aid us in quelling the blasphemy threat. Lord Atual and member of the Gridania's Keepers of the Entwined Serpents have already begun an investigation into the catalysts of these transformations. The skies no longer burn, and the spread of this affliction is much curtailed. We must remain vigilant. Until the blasphemy threat has been quelled, Alphino and Alice have graciously offered to help keep calm the people of Tertium while we attend to the people here. Oh, that's a good point. We might see Alphino and Alice in this quest line, which we didn't get to in the MSQ. But the matter of the blasphemy is not so easily resolved, I am afraid. We recently met with certain complications and that have hindered our plans. Yugiri and Fordola are presently deliberating how best to resolve the situation. Yugiri and Fordola together? Wow! That's two people I didn't expect to be to be working side by side. Perhaps it would be best if you heard the details directly from them. They also two of my favorites from Stormblood. I should like to join you, if I may, as this endeavor was originally undertaken on Charlene's behalf. I feel it is my responsibility to see it through to its conclusion. I did not expect to see you here of all places, but I am no less glad for your presence. I presume word of the blasphemy is what brought you here, in which case I believe it may be best if a member of the reconnaissance team whose guard explain the situation. An acquaintance of yours? Long time no see, Lawrence. Oh yeah, I heard tell ye were worldly sort, but bugger me if I know where ye heard my name before. That's right. He was was it the melee DPS? Yeah, it was the melee DPS roles. I'm just a lowly sword for hire, hoping to batter my purse with a touch old mercenary work after taking my leave from Linza. The job sounds simple enough, but well, I'm sure ye wouldn't be here if it were, eh? Yeah. But ye didn't come all this way to hear about me, did ye? The blasphemy we're after is making its nest in its upper reaches of the Tower of Babel. The auxiliary sector, I believe it was. But it wasn't alone. A sizable horde of beasts were circling about like knights protecting their queen. Naturally, we thought to strike from a distance before engaging in earnest, but not a single bullet reached its mark. They were protected by some manner of mystic shroud as far as I could figure. Without a keen eye for magic, I don't see anyone getting through. By the time we understood the futility of the situation, we'd been spotted. Retreat was our only option. Pains me to say it, but there won't be any brute forcing our way through this one. My understanding was that once transformed, these blasphemies are completely devoid of ether. With what energies could it create such a barrier? That's the question, isn't it? My first thought was some heretofore unknown technique for conjuring shields. Needless to say, I'm out of my depth when it comes to matters of magic. Which is precisely why I plan to speak with the Elder Seedseer when she arrives. If anyone can help us find a way to overcome this blasphemy's protection, it's her. In the meantime, could we trouble you to help with the not so small matter of people changing into beasts? The blasphemy's horde was large enough when we first found it. We can't afford more to join its ranks. Very well, we shall reconvene with Lord Ataral and discuss this strategy. Before you go, there's something else you should know about the tower. Fdola hasn't spoken at all so far. From the moment we set foot inside, I could swear there was someone or something watching us. I shrugged it off, thinking it a figment of my imagination, but in hindsight, I'm not so sure. Nothing to worry ourselves about, but best keep on your guard when we do finally return to the tower, eh? Yeah. Ah, Teru, 'tis good to have you with us, friend. Indeed. Before us is not an easy one, and a woman of your talents will prove invaluable to our efforts. We but recently returned from reconnaissance, wherein we made a few rather surprising discoveries. First and foremost, we were pleased to discover that no one residing within Camp Broken Glass or Tertium have turned, no doubt thanks to the concerted efforts of Maxima, Alphano and Alice. However, we have reason to believe those who did turn all hail from Locus Armanos. You mean Corvos, the Garlean's ancestral home? The very same. When the ill effects of the final days began to manifest there, a number of Garlean refugees from the region sought sanctuary in Galameld. But the capital was already in ruins when they arrived. They found they were offered asylum, but many refused and instead chose to fend for themselves on the outskirts of the city. We are of a mind to go and speak with them directly if you would care to join us. Perhaps together we can learn of what their recent circumstances have triggered such terrible change among their people. Time being of the essence, I believe it prudent we split into two groups and cover as much ground as we may as quickly as possible. If you and Master Fortunal would inquire after the people at Victor's spoils, and the two of us shall see what we learn at the Liminal Station 4. When you have finished, pray meet us there. Okay. Victor's spoils is to the east of here, yes? Let us be off. That they should come to reside here in the cold. I can but presume they will not be amenable to conversation. Even so, we must not be deterred. Come. Where are you, refugee? Talk? What is there to talk about? With no home, no future, nothing. This doom spells the end for us all. Come to hear our grievances, have you? With more than you have time to hear them, I'm sure. We've lost not one, but two homes. Our loved ones, our livelihood, there's nothing left. I served my time with the military. For what? To lose all my friends? My son? and there was naught to show for it but our claim to locus amonis. Or so we thought. The calamity visited upon us for reasons we know not, and when we thought to flee, it followed on our heels to Galameld, ruin and ash at every turn. That's rough, buddy. Despondent refugee. Can't imagine why you or anyone else would feign interest in our troubles, but if you insist, you'll find a great many of the people here were in the military at one time or another. Some retiring with honours and others without. Sadly, I'm one of the latter. Bore one too many scars in battle. Even so, my contributions were enough to warrant leave to move to Locus Amoris. It was a land of warmth and bounty. The Corfusi rebellion admittedly proved troublesome for a time, but it didn't take long for the what's that, Second Legion to quell. There's two L's, so I assume Second Legion to quell their uprising. You could practically drown in the calm and quiet. And then one day, the skies came alive with flame. We were overrun and by all manner of foul beasts, born of our brothers and sisters. The Second Legion barely had time to assemble their forces before they were overrun and snuffed out. We barely escaped with our lives, but we were greeted only with more whack and ruin on our arrival here, and with not the strength to take our home back from the Corvosi a second time. There's nothing left for us anywhere. Did you learn aught of how they came to be in such dire straits? Well, quite a bit. I see. I heard much of the same. The military forces of Locus Amoris were defeated in wake of the final days. Desperate to survive, they naturally fled to Galameld seeking sanctuary. It was their hope the might of the Empire would allow them to reclaim the home they were forced to abandon, but the capital was already in ruin when they arrived. Needless to say, the lands they have long believed to be the ancestral home of the Gallian people may remain forever lost to them. Those unfamiliar with history would believe they have always resided in the bitter cold climes of the northern Iselbard, but that was only after the Corfusi invaded 800 years prior. With the advent of magic tech, I imagine it was all too easy for Emperor Solus to rally his people and take back what they believed to be rightfully theirs. Yet history would tell us true that the land they call Locus Amoris has been known by other names and served as home to myriad peoples. Indeed, one need only look back to the Allegan's reign in the third astral era to give the lie to Gallian claims of sovereignty. Yet, even had they such ancestral ties to Locus Amoris, and antecedents cannot justify their animosity to foreign peoples. Animosity poorly veiled by delusions of justice, as has been the case for so many nations throughout history. Would that man had the sense and strength of will to break free from such chains of hatred. Help! Someone help! They've turned! Another monster? Quickly, Teru. We haven't a moment to lose. One of my mates seemed unwell, so I thought I would come over and look in on him. Next thing I knew, he... No one appears to be injured. Did he not attack? He just walked off in the direction of the tower, in a daze, as if it was calling to him. Could not have gone far. If you go after him, I will remain here and see what needs to be accounted for. Boom, boom, boom. All right. The beast is slain, then thank the heavens. For blessing, no others have turned, and a measure of calm has been restored, if only for a moment. Witnesses were able to offer a clue as to the source of the transformation. They claim the afflicted was listening to this radio? Even now it continues to play the same cryptic message. Gullamouth Radio. Empire, no more, never again. Rise, ashes. Strange. Though distorted by radio static, you can hear a voice saying the Empire is no more, never again shall it rise from the ashes. But how is this possible? There are no facilities left standing that could possibly deliver a broadcast. Anima was capable of sending a message. Be that as it may, Anima is no more, and the Tower of Babel has fallen into disrepair, by your hand no less, which begs the question, who, or perhaps what, could be behind this? Tiru, Master Fortunaut, a moment if you would. Hey! Shortly after we finish our inquiry at Liminal Station 4, Lord Amaric and Admiral Mirab arrived and requested an audience. Apologize for our late arrival, knowing firsthand the devastation of which blasphemies are capable of. I discussed the matter with the Admiral, and we were of one mind that the situation warranted our immediate presence. It is safe to presume a representative of the survey team has already arrived. Indeed I have. Thank you for coming all this way on such short notice. Recent events here at the camp have proved most enlightening. And this is the aforementioned radio. Empire no more, never again, rise ashes. A harsh reminder of their misfortune, suffice to push some wayward few over the edge, it would seem. Yet, there still remains the question of who is sending this message and from where. Glory everlasting, Garlemald. For glory everlasting for Garlemald? No, it couldn't be. You recognize this message? A mantra often spoken by Lord Nerva. Anyone who lived in the provinces under his authority would scarcely forget those words. He sought to claim the throne after the assassination of Emperor Varus, did he not? After the civil war broke out, he all but disappeared according to the intelligence we managed to gather. How could he have managed to breach the tower undetected? To have done so and remain unnoticed by the creatures infesting the tower seems a nigh impossible task, unless... Do you think the voice on the radio is the blasphemy? I do. And as it was with Anima, these radios are somehow attuned to whatever the signal it emits from the tower. What's more, I believe the true identity of the blasphemy is Nerva. This is going a lot faster than the other ones. Maybe they realize they need to speed it up a bit. But it's also they didn't need to stretch it over so many levels, so... Robbed of the throne and forced to watch the empire he longed to command crumble before his very eyes. If such loss did not drive him to the same fate as Quintus, the despair he felt no doubt overcame and turned him. Nerva's delusions of grandeur aside, the Gallian's plight sounds not unlike Sahagan, desperate to preserve their spawning grounds. Indeed, though unscrupulous by any measure, the Gallians found solidarity in their ideology, as did the people of Ishgard in the church. Adrift without home or purpose, it is all too easy for despair to take hold. Would that Aredami... Would that Aredam... Okay, let's try again. Would that a remedy were as simple as offering them land as we did the Sahagan. In all likelihood, the Gallians would refuse to settle for aught less than what they believed to be their ancestral homeland of Locus Amoris, a claim the Corvosi would readily take arms to denounce. We would do well not to further fan the flames of animosity twixt them. Then perhaps, at the very least, we can offer them peace of mind and a means to regain some semblance of the stability in their lives. To offer them true comfort and stability, Garlemald must be rebuilt. New crafting instance? Anyone? It's guard restoration 2. Garlemald restoration. By no means an easy solution, but perhaps the only one of worthy pursuit. Of course, this new Garlemald must remain a sovereign nation, free from the oversight of others. Aye, they would see no meaning in it otherwise. If I'm not mistaken, Alphino and Alice have already made strides in helping the people here regain some normalcy in their day-to-day living, a most important first step, but it will mean little without proper leadership. Rather than a single individual, perhaps a governing body of sorts would prove more effective. There are a number of formal Senate members among the refugees at Camp Broken Glass, as I recall. With their help creating the framework for new governance, it is not an impossibility. Then let us call the people together and see what they make of our proposal. Democracy! That's what we're bringing everywhere. The final days has taken much from you. I can but imagine the pain you feel in the face of such immeasurable loss. And though the final days have been averted, its effects yet linger, and a blasphemy has been born of your suffering. Decisive action must be taken before further harm is wrought upon you. To overcome such adversity is too great a task for any one person, but as a people united, there may be hope for the morrow. While it is not our place to decide how you will move forward, we would offer a small measure of guidance. We were told a number of former members of your Senate yet remain among you. Would you be amenable to an interim government led by these individuals, such a time as Galameld could be rebuilt? Rebuild Galameld? Is such a thing truly possible? We tried nothing and we're all out of ideas, man. Even if we do cobble together some governing council, they won't be making any of that pile of ash we dare call Galamel. Make anything of that pile of ash we do. There's no going back to Locus Animus either. Rack and ruin, those are our only options. I realize to rebuild Galameld is seemingly impossible task, but you needn't undertake it alone. My children are working with members of the First Legion as we speak to begin an organized relief effort. And there are others from the provinces no doubt willing to lend their expertise. You need but ask, not as would-be conquerors, but as brothers and sisters of the Star, and others will heed your call. If you should still see no merit in rebuilding Galameld, then I would instead offer you residency in Sharlayan. I promise you will be welcome with open arms. Sharlayan? So now you'd expect us to go and lick the boots in some country we've never heard of? My apologies if I appeared overly forward in my proposition, considering our strict policies on non-intervention until but recently. It is not surprising that you are unfamiliar with my homeland. It is an island nation to the north, home to myriad peoples, which is why I believe it would not prove difficult to accommodate you and yours. To be clear, you would not be migrating to Sharlayan to live in servitude. You have my word that each and every one of you will be guaranteed citizenship upon entry. And why exactly would you go to such lengths for us, for the conquerors you barely know? Sharlayan was long aware of the coming doom that would be the final days, and so we were preparing to evacuate the Star, taking as many people and resources as our stores would allow. Initially, it was our intent to save the people of Galameld as well, but we had not forgotten your transgressions invading Alamigo, your rejection of our entreaties for peace. After a great deal of deliberation, it was decided that we would forgo an invitation to Galameld, a determination made with great trepidation. We had convinced ourselves it was ultimately for the greater good, though I can think of at least one individual who would continue to protest. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably be saved is not wisdom, it is indolence. Fuck, hopeful dynamis, fuck. Sage counsel I brazenly cast aside when confronted with the final days in earnest. But Teru here and his companions refused to forsake those we were otherwise unwilling to save. With great risk to themselves, they achieved the impossible and opened my eyes to the error of the forum's decision. I say it's flow, not Purple Dynamis, but it has that same sort of thing. If all other roads lead to ruin regardless, perhaps we should at least consider it. Bum 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 bum. It is hopeful, Dennis. Then it would be my pleasure to invite you all to Camp Broken Glass, where you shall have warm food and beds both. Admiral Merib and I shall speak with Maxima and the others and consider how best to assist the Galleons moving forward. Should we broach the subject of the blasphemy, however, we will not hesitate to call upon you. Ooh, who's this? Sus? Big sus? Tough choices. Oh. With the Galleons' hearts at ease, the likelihood of others turning has greatly diminished. That said, it is no cause for us to grow complacent. We must find a way to overcome the blasphemy's protective warding. If I understand correctly, a blasphemy's behavior is oftentimes influenced by the memories and emotions of their originator. In which case, it would be prudent to learn more of the man who birthed this monstrosity. How fortuitous I think that's good enough. Then that a number of soldiers from the 3rd Legion are in our custody. For a mercy, their tempering was not so severe as to be beyond our ability to heal them. They are presently being treated at Camp Broken Glass. Perhaps the camp's intelligence officers can tell us who among them knows aught of Nerville's whereabouts. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I see. Perhaps it would be best if you speak with Virgilia, a legatus of the 3rd Legion. She's still on the mend, but the Shurigans aren't like to oppose a brief conversation. If you would wait here a moment. The Aussie's champion, I presume, and one of her cohorts. What business you have with me? So she's a Guardian, so she's got the Guardian things, but with this hairdo and this the face and the makeup, I just think of the chick from the Hildebrand quest line. One that is Guardian like knights, the old knights that get their youth back. That's what she looks like to me. But I guess that's what happens when you've got limited faces you can work with and hairdos. What business have you with me? Isbard is faced with imminent crisis, and we believe the knowledge you bear may be key in stopping it. Ugh. Thus do we believe the blasphemy to be Nerva, his whereabouts in wake of Gallamaud's fall, or lack thereof, give credence to our theory. Lord Nerva? From what we have pieced together thus far, you were one of the last to see him alive. Please, will you not share with us what you know? Very well, though I suspect what meagre knowledge I possess shall avail you not. I last spoke with Lord Nerva shortly after the warring with the 1st Legion began. Cloistered within the lower levels of the Sanclium Imperialis, he spent the better part of the day listening attentively to the radio. He seemed hopeful for perhaps desperate for news that the tide might turn in our favor. Fuck, I love this music right now. The next day I left for the front line. It was there I heard a terrible noise, which I assumed came from Tower Babel. Then darkness took me, and I remembered naught after that. I was told the radios protected those close to them from the effects of the tower, in which case Lord Nerva would have remained unaffected. But he has ever been devoted to Gallamaud, for glory everlasting, he would say. To watch the empire he loved so dearly crumble. I can think of no one who would be more stricken by the sight. It would seem we were right to assume what became of Nerva. And it does not surprise me the beast would choose to make its nest within the Tower of Babel. It stands atop the remains of the imperial palace and the throne he revered so highly. But the empire is no more, and Lord Nerva apparently is no longer the man he once was. He deserves to be laid to rest together with his streams of glory. We will fell the beast, you have my word. Ah. Apologies for the interruption. Kani Sena has arrived, and we're ready to depart. 'Tis good to see you, Tiru, Master Fortunaut. I have spoken with Lorenz of the warding protecting the ward protecting the blasphemy, and I am quite confident some man of aether-based magic bars our path. If I may be so bold, Elder Seedseer, we reached the same conclusion initially, but that is simply not possible. These creatures born of the final days are devoid of aether. As such, they would be unable to produce such a barrier in a manner to which we are accustomed. Do you suppose it's possible they manipulated dynamis to achieve a similar effect? I too thought to dismiss the notion of a barrier fueled by aether. That is, until I stepped foot here in Garlemald. Even now, I can sense streams of aether flowing towards the tower. Ooh. Its purpose was, after all, to harvest reserves of energy sufficient to reach the moon. Even if one was incapable of manipulating aether directly, it stands to reason control of the tower would alleviate such a need. 'Tis merely conjecture, of course. I cannot say for certain until I have examined the currents with my own eyes. Might I ask you to accompany us? Absolutely. I would join you as well if I may. My injuries would keep me from being of use in battle, but my knowledge of the land should serve just as well as my blade. I would not be opposed to your company, but it's not my decision to make. She may go, so long as she remains under watch by you and the others. Very good. Might I suggest we begin with Regio Urbanissima? I sense the greatest confluence of aether in that vicinity. Ooh, these boots again. Who is it? Who's following us? Who's watching us? Just want to check someone's boots. If he's still over here. Yeah, no, those aren't his boots. Wow, wow, wow. Whoever it is, they certainly wouldn't be just hanging around. Do 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 do. As I thought, the aether stream here flows towards the tower, as do all others in this region, no doubt. This convergence first began when the Telophary erected spires in all corners of Eorzea to fuel the Tower of Babel. But once destroyed, the divergence of aether should have ceased. Alright, whoever you are, if you've business with us, quit your skulking about in the shadows and speak your piece. Was you there in the tower? Was you there in the tower, wasn't it? Oh, we're about to find out who it is. Hey, Nero! My, you're sharper than you look. He finally spoke. He appeared in Endwalker MSQ, but he never said a word. I recognize you. Nero, yes? Why are you following us? Who said I'm following you? Being a native of Galamaud, does it not stand to reason I might be inclined to come and see what has become of my home? I know not what you're scheming, but with no time to entertain your games. Perhaps Master Garland would make better company for you. Spare me. I am a man of great ambition and greater intellect, far beyond the scope of anything Garland could hope to achieve. He still keeps his head in the clouds, while I would set my sights to the stars beyond. Which is why you snuck into the tower, but like us, you couldn't get past the blasphemy to reach the transporter? Yes, well, I was very much hoping you would dispense with the little obstacle. And having caught wind of your plans curiously compelled me to see if you were truly up to the task. Do you have reason to believe we are not? Or perhaps does the great genius Nero mean to dispense with the blasphemy himself? Far be it from me to steal your glory, having come all this way, but as I am feeling generous, I will tell you what I learned during my time in the Tower of Babel. I was able to access its systems, you see, and discover one of those dreadful spires still appears to be active. Ooh. Impossible, they all vanished when Anima was destroyed. Yes, and I've heard of your escapades reclaiming the remains of the Emperor, but obviously you failed to reclaim his entire body. As it stands, a piece remains powering the tower at Fabrica. Ah, yes, the manufacturing district just north of erstwhile Imperial Palace. A rather impressive feat, considering how these lands are so utterly devoid of aether, barely enough to sustain life, let alone the spire. But if one were to use Varus' remains to forcibly create a confluence of sorts, precisely, and from what I gleaned of the tower's systems, his heart serves as its core. Cursing not with blood, but your precious aether. And now Nerva has amassed a surfeit to shore up its defenses. How fortuitous he would find so perfect an impetus for his design, stolen from the better minds than his own. How very like him. Oh, did I say that aloud? You'll forgive me if I fail to show concern for your heir. If what you say is true, these lands could never hope to recover from such a paucity of life energies. We must hurry and find Varus' heart to both spare the land and this wanton harvesting, and deny the blasphemy the source of its protection. Are we to presume you have any intention of aiding us? As I said, I've no intention of stealing your glory, though I fear victory may soon slip through your fingers if you do not act quickly. The Tower of Babel was designed specifically for anima to serve as its core. Nerva forcing himself upon the system has caused it to grow increasingly unstable. If my calculations are correct, and they always are, it would not be long before his presence triggers a system meltdown. The resulting explosion will destroy whatever tenuous streams of aether breathe life into the lands of Galameld. But more importantly, we will lose our only means of reaching the moon. The heavens forever denied my genius. How very unfortunate. In any event, how very unfortunate that the big explosion destroying all of the ether currents known in Galameld and life as we know it. Yeah, very unfortunate. In any event, 'twould seem time is of the essence. Hey, you finally spoke, Fadola. That's all well and good, but even if we know which district to search, finding the heart will be like looking for a needle in a bloody haystack. Actually, I may know where we can start. It's all rather hazy, but I still have a vague recollections of my time serving anima when I was enthralled. We were commanded to erect some manner of facility tucked away in the corner of Fabrica. I remember not what it was for, but it's a good place as any to begin our search. Certainly sounds promising, but surely this facility will be heavily guarded. Then maybe it would be best to divide our forces. If it's just the four of us, shouldn't prove too difficult to sneak inside and find the heart. Meanwhile, our main force can stand ready to storm Tower of Babel when the barrier gives out. Leave it to us. This is Livia. What? Very well, we shall return at once. A number of Garleans have left camp for Tower of Babel. They have somehow misunderstood the threat of the tower and convinced themselves that Nerval has taken refuge there, still clinging to their ill-placed patriotism, no doubt. They could not have gone far. If we act quickly, perhaps they can be found before they come to harm. A wise man would not waste his time on a few wayward refugees. I thought you Shalin scholars knew better. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, sir. If it is all the same to you, Tiro, I would join you. I will return to camp and begin preparations for our assault on the tower. So I suppose I should go as well. Though I am unarmed, I promise I will not be a burden. That said, it would behoove us to avoid any undue confrontations if possible. Let us be off. Oh, he's accompanying me in Galameld. Yeah, let's just ignore the automated death machine. Yeah, don't worry about the death machines. Okay. Point of interest. No trace of them. Let's keep searching. Help, someone, please. Came from over there. Aiding. You're the ones who came to speak with us before. We heard Lord Nerva had returned, and I was assembling his forces in the tower, but no, not Lord Nerva too. Then there really is nothing left for us. I'll not deny your situation is dire, but you are not without a path forward. I believe you've the passion and conviction needed to rebuild Galameld, if you so chose, or failing that, you could live a life anew in Darling. Rebuild Galameld? No, there's no point in entertaining such so lofty dream. Why? Why? Galameld was built to begin with. You can just rebuild. It's so infuriating that they give up so easily. And we would sooner die than suffer life under the rule of another. You would sooner seek death than sanctuary? Your resolve is admirable, but sorely misplaced. If you will not see Galameld rise from the snow and ashes here in Isbard, might you consider venturing unto a new frontier? New frontier? And where exactly is this land ripe for exploration? There, on the moon. The moon. It is our goal to create a repository of the man's knowledge there, free from the jurisdiction of any nation. As I understand, the magic tech and technology advancements of Galameld were without peer. Your expertise would be indispensable in the endeavor, should you be willing, of course. You really expect us to go live on the bloody moon? Is such a thing even possible? Have you a better alternative? Least you forget, Galameld did not rise to grandeur from the complacency in the present or rumination in the past. We live for the future. It is our blood in our blood. Life is not without its hardships, of course. Even I have met the occasional stumbling block. But even should I stumble, my eyes are forever fixed skyward, seeking ever greater heights. The empire may be lost, but I still possess a great deal of knowledge gained from it, and a desire to seek more. The very notion of exploring the moon is an unprecedented prospect, and that you would balk at the proposition boggles the mind. Consider this. You have heard that beasts of the final days were born of those hapless souls that had given up on everything, yes? If that is indeed the case, can you tell me why you still stand before me? Because deep down you believe your life is yet worth living. Deep down you long to reach the unreachable. Fucking Nero. My man. Or perhaps you don't. If you should choose to lay down and die here in the snow, that's none of my concern. Reach for the unreachable. That sounds like something I would have said back at the academy. Alright, we'll go. I suppose it's better than dying here in the snow, as you grimly put it. Then we must first dispense with the blasphemy that commands the tower. It's hard to believe Lord Nerva, of all people, could be turned into one of those monsters. Please, you must stop him. Put his soul to rest. Thank you, and sorry for causing all this trouble. Easily resolved, I suppose, thanks to Nero. Thank you for the rousing call to action, but I thought you had no interest in meddling in our affairs. Least you misunderstand. I abhor the idea of my countrymen blindly following nobles they know next to nothing about. Besides, it would be a most piteous sight for not a single Guardian to be among those venturing to the moon. Who else am I to prevail upon to learn of new findings up there? Sundari and Nero. Oh, the next one's gonna be important. Yeah. I think crit hit should be the one I go for. From what Nero has told us, time is now a luxury we can ill afford. Let us return to Camp Broken Glass, if only for the moment. The others are no doubt finishing their preparations for battle. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. I should hope the others' absence means all proceeds apace. Good, you're here. With the recent arrival of reinforcements, our preparations are all but complete. Hey, Heen and Raban. Apologies for our lateness. It seems we are at least in time to help deliver the crushing blow. Aye, and if the fates are kind, this will be the last we see of these damnable blasphemies. Commander Alden, Lord Heen, thank you for both coming. Yes, of course. Understood. Lorenz and the others have reclaimed Varus's heart. The barrier protecting the blasphemy should soon dissipate. Then the time has come, at last, to storm the Tower of Babel. Bum 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 bum. Admiral Merib and Lord Amaric await our arrival at its base. Da-da-dun, da-da-dun, da-da-dun. Then we should be about it, eh? I suppose this is as good an opportunity as any to keep my hammer from rusting over. I will accompany you as well. As the forum's representative and a member of the survey team, I feel it my responsibility to see this through to the end. I'm sure you wouldn't rather wait here? Despite appearances, I am no stranger to the battlefield. Indeed, I have seen my fair share traveling the world in service to the forum. Though I may not be an equal of Alphino or Alice, we shall not find ourselves wanting. I can promise you that much. Even though Alphino has your scholar weapons though. When you have all finished your preparations, we shall reconvene at the Insolidum, and also his soul crystal as well. Whoosh. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Oh, here we go, the instance. All are present and accounted for. Shall we proceed? Progress to the battle will be saved at certain points. In the event that you are defeated, you'll be able to retry again from the most recent of these. Please note, if you enter battles associated with other quests or log out from the game, this progress will be lost. Okay. Okay. Yeah, everybody. Our objective is simple. Locate and eliminate the blasphemy, Nova. Though the barrier guarding him is no more, a number of beasts will surely block the way at the auxiliary sector. Oh. After a smashing start, I see. It would seem the tower will reach its limit sooner than I anticipated. So your calculations weren't correct, Nero! If we're to save the transporter, we must hurry and find Nerva now! Nerva! Brr, brr, brr. Everyone together. There's a map. There's a map. Let's. Onward. Oh. What? I was missing my buttons. Oh, I am just completely messing this up completely. Oh, that was rough.
The path has been revealed.
The winds favor us.
Okay. Cool. Persistent luck, are they? Aren't they?
Down with you.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Oh, you kidding me? Where are we going? Over here? Cool. Oh, boom, 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 boom. This isn't a bad fight. It is like weird, and it just adds, but it makes you feel badass just doing a bunch of eerie stuff. Ooh.
Tizona! Enough!
Boom, boom, boom. Easy, GG, easy. Is that the last of them? Oh, more. Of course not. We can't afford them to impede our advance any further. Commander Alden, let us hold them here. Master Fortuno, take the others and go quickly. Understood. Yeah, Emmerich's not with us. Did he stop previous one? I can't remember if he did or not. Never ye Galvis. Leave now. Gollum is mine. Mine! Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Alright. Okay, what are these masks gonna do? Gonna stand in the gap between. Oh, yep. Good. Exactly what I thought it would be. Alright, what now? I'm getting targeted. Put on Teru. He shielded me and pulled me out. Nice. Imagine doing this on healer. Okay, rate of 7,000. Oh. I looked away. Okay, what's this now? Okay, just standing in the center. Oh, I moved in a bit too early then. Not a bad fight, not the best, but not a bad one. Oh boy. I may have done that too early. Oh, fuck it. That's a cool. Should we be attacking this? Oh. My rotation is all just completely out of whack, but that's fine. We did it! Ugh. Ugh. For glory everlasting indeed. I like how Nero's with his magic tech is essentially just a magical girl or Power Ranger or something to just call up the armor at will. Is it over? Has the danger passed? By a hair's breadth, perhaps. But yes, I'd say we've managed to avoid a fiery ruin. Here we go. Hopeful Dynamis. Our path to the moon is open once more. The duty of Charlian has ever been to chart the course of history, not to change it. Thus did we fervently hold to our policies of neutrality and non-intervention. In truth, it was all in service to our plans of exodus, to abandon the star to its ruinous fate. Harsh though it may sound, I still believe it was ultimately for the greater good. Thanks to you and your comrades, however, it was a fate that did not come to pass. Charlian will now find a new way forward, not merely for the preservation of knowledge, but for the betterment of the star and for all who call it home. I believe I speak for all of the forum when I say it would be an honor and a privilege to work towards such a goal alongside the allied nations. Aye, an age of true and everlasting peace is finally within our grasp, and we will seize it together. Boom, 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 boom. Tis a relief to know we've no longer a need for battle. Despite my experience, I must confess I am ill-suited to it. The allied nation leaders meanwhile demonstrated an aptitude for combat far above what I might expect from diplomatic figures. And you, my friend, I see now why you are so well regarded as Eorzea's champion. The others have already begun the Aureus journey home, but before you go, I would offer you a word of thanks to the both of you. If not for your timely assistance, our plans would be forfeit, and the lands of Ilsbard forever defiled by the blasphemy. Please, I've no need for your platitudes. I labor only to further my own ends, and nothing more. We heard the news, thank you for everything. With Lord Nerva laid to rest, with the peace of mind to move on without regret. Living Way, there you are. Now what's this I've heard about you cleaning out the Tower of Babel? Are we finally ready to return to the moon? Ah, what fortuitous timing. Allow me to introduce you to Living Way of the Loporrits, moon dweller and overseer of the survey team. Living Way, these good people will be the moon's first residents. I trust you and the other Loporrits will take good care of them. Pleased to meet you? Residents, oh no! I mean, oh yes, splendid. After many, many long years of planning and preparations, the moon is absolutely, most definitely ready to accommodate your stay. Glad to hear it, and apologies for the delay. I must confer with Lawrence and see to our final preparations. But your residents to be and the survey team shall be along ere long. Might I trouble you to relay word of our success to Sherebat at Rads at Han? I should think the tidings all the more heartening coming from you until next we meet. We're finally done. Ah, that was all right. Not bad. There's definitely quite a bit of fan service in this one. Wait, you're not leaving for the moon without me? The Nero's going to the moon. Bam, 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 bam. So he's leaving the ironworks. Wonder if that will tie in with the Omega Quest at all, because he was a part of that, so which hasn't come out yet. Wonder if he will be in it at all. That might be a way to not include him in it, or you would need to do this to be able to do the new Omega stuff, which would be weird. Bit annoying for some, or it's set before this. I don't know. Weird. Who knows? So it's true then. The blasphemy in Gallamaud has been struck down. They were right to call on you, it seems. And with no other outstanding reports of blasphemy sightings, I dare say you have slain the last of them. Perhaps now we can finally put the final days behind us. Strange though that may sound. On behalf of my fellow delegates, the Radiant Host and Host, I extend to you our humblest thanks, and I hope when next I call on you, it will be under more fortuitous circumstances. Man, that word was used a lot this time round. I think it was crit hit, what I wanted. Sum of our parts. So with that, I've completed all the role quests. So that's finally all done. That was all right. I still think magical DPS and what was it? Healer? Yeah, healer. The magical DPS was the one with Ishgard, and the healer one was the one with Alamiga. I think those are definitely my two favorites out of all of them. They're easily the best. And I'd say even better than this one, although it was nice seeing Nero again. But overall, not bad. And yeah, I enjoyed that. So with that, that'll be end of today's stream. I will be doing more Final Fantasy in the near future, mainly PvP, because I am loving PvP, mainly as playing as a ninja. I haven't yet gone into ranked. I might go into ranked off stream, but when I will be streaming, I would 100% will be doing ranked. Yeah, so look forward to that, and like always, thank you for watching, and until next time, bye bye.